Dear students, previous class we learned ocean energy in unit 4. Today we learned another chapter in unit 4, that is hydrogen energy. Hydrogen is a H11 very light gas. Using this light gas, we can use this hydrogen as fuel. Fuel is any material that stores energy that can later be extracted to perform mechanical work in a controlled manner. Hydrogen fuel is an eco-friendly fuel which uses electrochemical cells or combustion in internal engines or power vehicles and electric devices. It is also used in the propulsion of spacecraft. Potentially can be mass produced and commercialized for passenger vehicles and aircraft. This hydrogen is a eco-friendly fuel. Hydrogen fuel is a eco-friendly fuel. That means there is no pollution and it does not affect the environment. So it is it has electrochemical cells or combustion in internal engines. These hydrogen fuel is used in electric cars and aircrafts also. And combustive properties of hydrogen. The properties that contribute to its use a combustible fuel are its wide range of flammability, 4% to 75% at 25 degrees. It is highly flammable. The diagram shows us the flaming nature of the hydrogen and low ignition energy. It very quickly starts. So very low ignition energy, 0.02 millijoules, and a small quenching distance, 0.064 centimeter, and a high auto ignition temperature, 585 degrees centigrade, high octane number 130, high flame speed, high diffusivity, very low density. Hydrogen flames are very pale blue and are almost invisible in daylight due to absence of soot. This hydrogen flame is a pale blue colored flame, so it is invisible in daylight, so cannot observe. It has a wide range of flammability, 4% to 75% at 25 degrees centigrade, and very low ignition energy. That means it quickly starts, and small quenching distance, and high auto ignition temperature, and high octane number, flame speed, diffusivity, and low density. And this hydrogen internal combustion engine HACE is used in high powered hydrogen powered 1965 Cobra and RMW Hydrogen 7. These are the smart cars using hydrogen energy as fuel, and this is a small number of vehicles use HACE, and in general getting an internal combustion engine to run on hydrogen is not difficult, but is a challenge to run well. H2 plus O2 plus N2 gives rise to H2O plus N2 plus NOx, nitrogen oxide, and this hydrogen and oxygen mixed nitrogen, these three gases are mixed and gives us water plus nitrogen plus NOx, nitrogen oxide. So this is an internal combustion engine. It is a getting run hydrogen is not difficult, but is a challenge to run well. It is a challenging. So a very smart cars. Using these cars, we are using hydrogen fuel cells. These fuel cells now in development will provide a new way to produce power, also significantly improve energy conversion efficiency, especially in transportation applications. So these fuel cells are now development of these fuel cells provide as a new way to produce power and significantly improve energy conversion efficiency. And fuel cells are electrochemical devices like batteries that convert the chemical energy of a fuel directly and very efficiently into electricity, direct current, and heat, thus doing away with combustion. Unlike a battery, a fuel cell does not run down or require recharging. It will produce energy in the form of electricity and heat as long as fuel is supplied. So, these fuel cells never fuel cells does not run down or it does not require charging. So these fuel cells are running as long as fuel is supplied. Since conversion of the fuel to energy takes place via an electrochemical process, not combustion, it is a clean, quiet, and highly efficient process. 2 to 3 times more efficient than fuel burning. In fuel burning, it is a time taking place, but here using this fuel cells, this is a electrochemical process, not combustion using petrol, diesel, or any other fuel. There is a combustion, but here not combustion. It is a clean, quiet, and highly efficient process, and 2 to 3 times more efficient than the fuel burning. And fuel cell principle, the principle of this fuel cell, here is a hydrogen fuel cell. Here, as shown in figure, hydrogen is and oxygen is supplied to the cell, and the electricity produces anode reaction. H2 gives rise to 2H plus 2 electrons, and cathode reaction of O2 plus 2H plus 2 electrons in above the equation gives us the H2O. So here H2O is formed. So this is a simple principle of fuel cell. A fuel cell consists of 2 electrodes sandwiched around an electrode. 2 electrodes sandwiched around an electrode. Center is an electrode. 2 electrodes are both sides together. Oxygen passes over one electrode and hydrogen over another. Oxygen is passed in one electrode, right side electrode, hydrogen is flowing, oxygen is flowing. In left side electrode, hydrogen is flowing. So over the spurred by a catalyst, hydrogen oxidizes into hydrogen protons and gives up its electrons to the electrode, which thereby becomes the anode. This build-up of negative charge then follows the path of least resistance via the external circuit to this cathode. Flow of electrons through a circuit that creates LCT. And H2O. As the electrical current begins to flow, hydrogen protons pass through the membrane from the anode to the cathode, react with oxygen at the cathode to form water. Heat emanates from this union. So LCT is in types of fuel cells. There are, in general, all fuel cells have the same basic configuration an electrode and electrolyte and two electrodes. Different types of fuel cells are classified by the kind of electrolyte used. The type of electrolyte used determines the kind of chemical reactions that takes place and the temperature range of operation. Here, these fuel cells are classified by the kind of electrode we used in the fuel cells. The type of electrolyte used determines the kind of chemical reaction and takes place the temperature range of operation. Polymer electrolyte membrane PEM, perfluorosulfonic acid and alkyne AFC, alkyne soaked in a matrix aqueous solution of potassium hydroxide and phosphorus acid PAFC, phosphorus acid soaked in a matrix and molten carbonate MCFC solution of lithium, sodium and or potassium carbonate soaked in a matrix, solid oxide SOFC, yttria stabilized zirconia. These are the different types of fuel cells. And what are the uses of these fuel cells? These are the stationary power generation and used in residential and transportation. There is no pollution in transportation and this is a very simple and portable power miniature fuel cells, and is a very small size and is a portable power. We can moving transport anywhere. So these are the simple uses of these fuel cells. Why hydrogen and fuel cells? Hydrogen as fuel cells: physical security, reliability, efficiency, environmental benefits, and battery replacement and alternative, ability to harvest on renewable energy like wind. Here is a diagram. This hydrogen energy electrolyte is taking from solar energy or wind energy. Here is a electrolysis of and fuel cells. Using fuel cells we get electricity and used as a fuel and moving the transportation of the cars and aircrafts. These are a very physical security, more physical security, very reliable fuel cells, and the efficiency of these cells is more, and these are the more environmental benefits. There is no pollution, and this battery replacement and alternative very easy to replace these fuel cells, and the ability to harvest on renewable energy like wind. And there is no dependence on foreign oil. There is no need of oil. So zero to near zero levels of harmful emissions. Fuel cells vehicles can be up to 3 times more efficient than internal combustion engines, very less noise generated. And these are the no dependence on oil and zero to near zero levels of harmful emissions. Fuel cells vehicles can be up to 3 times more efficient than the internal combustion engines. These are the 3 times more efficient than the combustion engines, and very low noise generated, very smooth engines. Hydrogen engines are very smooth engines. So we are using hydrogen as fuel for transportation of cars and aircrafts. And safety implications of this hydrogen fuel: colorless and odorless, and mixers will be poison fuel cell, and extremely reactive with oxygen and other oxides, low ignition energy, already we discussed previously, high flame temperature roughly 2273 Kelvin, invisible flame in daylight conditions, pale blue, negative Joule-Thomson effect, leaking gas, once and may spontaneously ignite. Small molecular size promotes leaks and diffusion. Very wide flammability limits in air mixers can diffuse into react with the certain metals, emitting them emitting them. The cryogenic liquid at 20 K is even colder than frozen nitrogen or oxygen or argon. These are safety implications and challenges using this hydrogen as fuel. Infrastructure, refueling, large scale manufacturing process and support infrastructures such as trained personnel are not yet available for fuel cell systems. The fuel cell systems is not developed, so there is no trained personnel. So this is a more challenge, and refueling is a large scale manufacturing process and support more infrastructure. So this is a main challenge in these fuel cells, and hydrogen has to be stored on board vehicles at hydrogen production sites, refueling stations and stationary power sites, which requires several precautions. Here hydrogen has to be stored on board vehicles at hydrogen production sites, refueling stations and stationary power sites, which requires several precautions. So this is a very flammable, easily flammable fuel, so we can take more precautions and storage of this hydrogen. And the size and weight of the current fuel cell systems must be reduced to attain market acceptance, especially with automobiles. With automobiles, this size of the fuel cells is make very small size, reduced size. This is a big challenge in automobile industry. And use of fuel cells requires catalysts, which usually require a component metal, most often platinum. Platinum is extremely rare, expensive and environmentally unsound to produce. Here fuel cells requires catalyst. Here catalyst, generally we are using catalyst as platinum as catalyst. Platinum is a extremely rare and expensive metal and environmentally unsound to produce. So that is, these are the main challenges hydrogen as a fuel. And now we are going to hydrogen energy. What are the salient features of hydrogen energy? Hydrogen has highest energy content per unit of mass of any chemical fuel and can be substituted hydrogen in a broad range of application. Its burning process is non-polluting. Heating value of 20,000 kilocalories per kg is 3 times greater than the hydrocarbon, and easy in production because it is produced from water found in abundance. And hydrogen is highly flammable. Hydrogen at ordinary pressure and temperature is a light gas with a density only 1/14 that of air and 1/9 that of the natural gas under the same condition. By cooling to extremely low temperature of minus 253 degrees centigrade, the gas is condensed to a liquid with a specific gravity of 0.07, roughly 1/10 that of gasoline. The flame speed of hydrogen burning in air is much greater than for natural gas, and the energy required inside the combustion is less. Mixtures of hydrogen and air are combustible over an extraordinarily wide range of composition. Thus the flammability limits at ordinary temperatures extends from 4 to 74% by volume of hydrogen in air. This is the simple diagram of electrolysis and production of, that means production of hydrogen. Electrolysis are the electrolytic production of hydrogen. Here are two cathode and anode, and in center a diaphragm is arranged in between these two. Here one is hydrogen bubbles are formed. Hydrogen is one cell and electrolyte, and solution here we are using oxygen bubbles and oxygen as oxygen and hydrogen is released from right side oxygen and left side hydrogen. And this is the simple standard electrolysis process of hydrogen. Here the process of splitting water into hydrogen and oxygen by means of a direct electric current is known as electrolysis. This is the simplest method of hydrogen production. You can produce hydrogen using the simple electrolysis method. In this hydrogen splitting of water into H2O gives rise to H2 plus O2, hydrogen and oxygen by means of direct electric current is known as electrolysis. Although only the water is split, an electrolyte KOH solution is required because water itself is very a very poor conductor of electricity. Water is a poor conductor of electricity. Theoretically 1.23 volts are required for this process, but in real situation due to the slowness of the electrode process, higher voltages are required for the electrolysis. Theoretically 2.8 kilowatt per hour of electric energy should produce from 1 cubic meter of hydrogen. However, the actual electrical energy requirement is generally from the 3.9 to 4.6 kilowatt per hour per cubic meter. This means that efficiency of electrolysis is roughly 60 to 70%. To increase the efficiency, the electrode surface must be able to catalyze the electrode process. Platinum and nickel are normally deposited on the electrode, and diaphragms prevent electronic contact between adjacent electrode and passage of dissolved gas or gas bubble from one electrode compartment to another without appreciable resistance to the passage of current within the electrolyte. Asbestos is the most suitable material. Asbestos is the most suitable material for cell diaphragms. There is a diaphragm in between two electrodes, anode and cathode. Here we are using asbestos is the most suitable material for diaphragm. Three major factors determine the usefulness of electrochemical cell are for hydrogen production: and energy efficiency, capital cost of the plant, lifetime of the cell and its maintenance requirements. A number of advantages can be gained from operating electrolyzer at higher process follows: and reduction in specific power consumption, delivery of gas pressure, thus eliminating the cost of gas compressor, and reduction of the size of electrolysis cell. And the advantages of hydrogen energy is not explosive in open air, and not decomposing, and not self-igniting, not oxidizing, not toxic, not corrosive, not polluting, not cancer causing. These are the more important advantages of hydrogen energy. Is not explosive in open air, it is not explosive, and it is not decomposing, and not self-igniting, and not oxidizing, and not toxic, not corrosive, not polluting, and not cancer causing. These are the most important advantages. Under disadvantages, very less disadvantages, currently more expensive. It is a gradually the cost of the hydrogen energy gradually decreases, and our governments give some subsidies to these plants. Now Indian government also ready to plant the hydrogen, produce the hydrogen and hydrogen as fuel. The cabinet also approved, central government cabinet also approved to plan these plants, hydrogen plants in our country. Hydrogen is more difficult to store and distribute. This is a most disadvantage. The storage of hydrogen is a more difficult, and distribution of this hydrogen is also more difficult. That we reduce this difficulty, and we can use the hydrogen is a fuel is frequently in future. This is the hydrogen energy. Thank you very much.